If you are a foodie, you are going to want to tune into this episode as we discuss the 2025 Disney California Adventure Food and Wine Festival. Is it a hit or is it a miss?
You're listening to Castle Talk Radio. We're live on the airwaves with Becca and Jessica. Now let's jump into this week's episode.
Okay, so it's here, the Disney California Adventure Food and Wine Festival. I was able to attend opening weekend, and Jessica is taking a much needed break. And so I have one of my designated foodies and friends, Toni from Always Adventure Bound on Instagram here. Toni, say hi.
Hello.
So you're one of my designated foodies. I have a few because I am not a foodie, but you'll be shocked. I actually did try a few things from Food and Wine Festival.
Oh boy.
And I have opinions. So I know we kind of worked it out where we'd try different things. And so we're going to talk about that. But first, we have to talk about when the menu came out and what we said to each other.
Yeah. Yeah.
It was, I think they leaned way more into the wine part of Food and Wine this year.
For sure. Yeah, for sure. I was not expecting that. I was really excited. I love Food and Wine and was kind of underwhelmed a little bit with the level and the amount of items for the food.
That were actual food. Yeah. Yeah. It was very lacking, like Cluck-a-Doodle Moo, which you would think would have several food items, right? One food item. So it definitely was a bit surprising. And even the ones like the other participating restaurants had way less than they normally do.
Agreed.
Yeah. So while we know it's the food and wine and alcohol is a big thing, I just want to say, to me, this seems like kind of a money grab from Disney because you can't use your sip and savor passes on anything alcoholic.
Yep, that's the kicker there. So yeah, that was I didn't even wind up buying the sip and savor pass because there wasn't enough on there for me to justify it this time, and I was only there for a short window, but still it was like I don't do it.
Yeah, and I spoke to several people that only bought the 4 count one, which they do offer a 4 count for $32. And then there's an 8 count that is $63 if you are not a Magic Key holder. And if you are a Magic Key holder, it is $58.
Yeah.
I did get an 8 count one, and then my friend got a 4 count, but then the last day we were supposed to be there, the day before we're recording this, it was so windy and cold that we ended up not going back to the parks till too late, and we couldn't get around to all the food booths. So we might just be gifting someone as we leave these food and wine tags. But we did try quite a few things. So we got 8 things that we tried.
Okay.
And you tried how many?
I tried 2 food items and 1 non-alcoholic beverage. So I could use my sip and savor on the non-alcoholic beverage. So
yes, correct. And then did you see the thing that they gave everyone that bought the sip and savors this year?
Yes. I'm like,
it's a cute little
the
Mickey
time I don't buy one.
Yeah. So it's a Mickey shaped plate, but the main part of Mickey's head is where you can put your food. And then the ears are like drink carriers. So everyone that bought a sip and savor, at least the first few days, got that. The cast members I talked to did say that they believe later it will only be for the 8 count, or it may just run out and then you may not get it. So, but it was kind of fun.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Let's get into the food because that's what people care about food and wine, even though there's great entertainment and some other things that go on. But we looked over the menu and you went the preview night and got some things. So what were the food items that you tested?
I did from Golden Dreams the Musubi fried rice. So fried rice with Spam in some sort of sauce. I don't have all the details in front of me, but yeah. And then I did from California Craft Brews, I did the lemon pepper wings with garlic ranch is what it comes with.
Okay. And so I have to ask, do you like Spam? Normally?
My mom growing up made what we call Spam casserole. And my sister was obsessed with it. I didn't mind it, but it wasn't my favorite. But it was like rotini and the cheddar soup with broccoli and cauliflower and Spam. So I
Well,
grew up on it. So yeah, Spam. I don't mind Spam.
a long time ago, I was listening to Bill Engvall, and he says it's stuff posing as meat is what spam stands for.
I agree. It is not something I buy usually, but I'm not afraid to eat it. I do like it more thin and crispy. That's the way to do it. But yeah.
So how was that one? Remind us again. That was what dish?
The Masubi fried rice, and it's $8.50. Or have
How
the
was
dip and savor.
yeah. How was
It
it?
wasn't bad.
Okay.
I liked the fried rice part of it. And then the Spam was a little like I could have done without so much sauce on it because it made it really Spam is already salty as is.
Yeah.
And then you add the sauce and it was a bit salty for me. I could only eat a couple bites of that. And if I put it with the rice, it helped a little bit, but not enough for I left a lot of the Spam on there just because it was too
Okay.
much.
That one was at Golden Dreams. We actually didn't get anything from Golden Dreams. I thought we had, but we didn't.
Mm-hmm.
The other one that you got was the lemon pepper wings from Craft Brews. And we got the Impossible Sloppy Joe slider from there. And we also got the California Punch. So I'll talk about my two first, and then we'll go to yours.
Mm-hmm.
So the California Punch was actually really good. However, it did come with, I can't remember what the garnish was. And I ended up taking the garnish off. It had chili seasoning on it,
Oh yeah,
some type of spicy seasoning. So we didn't
oh,
utilize that.
Mm-hmm.
But we drank that and it was really good. It was a little sweet. It was definitely like a tropical punch blend, but it was really good. And then the sloppy Joe slider, my friend said it was the best of the entrees that we tried.
Really?
So, and she'd never had Impossible Burger before, and that was a first for her. So she definitely liked it, and it actually wasn't super messy, which I think is a concern of a lot of people. Because you hear sloppy Joe, you think it's going to be really messy.
Yeah.
And it wasn't. So that was a surprise. And then you did the lemon pepper wings.
Yes.
So how were those?
I really liked those. Like I'm a big lemon person. I love anything lemon. And so I was hoping for a good lemon taste and I was not disappointed. I could definitely taste the lemon. And the pepper wasn't like overwhelming by any means. There were a couple of dry spots with wings, but I think that's pretty normal. It's hard to get them where they're not.
Yeah.
So I thought, okay, let's try it with the dip. I personally did not like the dip. It's a garlic ranch. I didn't really taste much garlic. I honestly didn't even know it was garlic ranch, but it didn't add anything to it. I liked them without the dip, honestly. I would do it again without the dip.
Yeah. So those are the only three things at that booth, the California Craft Brews, because obviously the name implies there's alcoholic drinks there.
Yeah.
But those are the only three things you could use your sip and savor on. And we got all three between our little group. And I think that was the biggest hit was that booth as far as the non-alcoholic drink and the entrees that were there. Now, granted, we didn't get to try all the drinks and everything that we wanted to. So, but other ones we were able to try. I think those were a big hit. And then your other one, what did you get for your drink?
From Garlic Kiss, they had that Huckleberry citrus cooler. I was really excited about that because Huckleberry, if you know, Idaho is a big Huckleberry state. Washington, there's Utah. Like, I don't know, that whole area. We're all about Huckleberry. I didn't taste much Huckleberry. And I don't know if that's because my standards are up here for that, being from Idaho. It was really good. It just reminded me of like a fruity lemonade, kind of like that level of sweetness. It wasn't sickeningly sweet. It was just that level. And it was good. I don't know if I would get it again. I think I expected a little bit more of a refreshing drink when it's called a citrus cooler. And it didn't do that for me, but it was a good drink. So
okay. Well, that's fair. The other item over there is the sirloin I never say the cheeses right. Okay. I'm not a
I think,
cheese connoisseur. Gruyere, is that how you say it?
Yeah, I like Gruyere. Yeah.
Mac and cheese. So I was really excited for this one, but then we didn't end up getting it because of the fact that it was late when we finally were able to go back in the parks yesterday when the wind finally died down. But people behind me in line at Tehran Treats, where we got one of the churros, they said it was the best thing that they had tasted. They kept calling it steak bites, though.
Oh.
So I'm like, what's steak bites? There were no steak bites. And they're like, oh, no, the mac and cheese. And I was like, oh, okay. So they really liked it. It does come with the green chili sauce or whatever on it.
Is it a chimichurri?
I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so that is in there. And so that turns some people off. But I will say the other one we thought about trying was the other mac and cheese. What was it called? The Bria.
Oh, birria. Oh, the birria. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Mac and cheese.
Yeah.
See, I told you, I don't know that because, and that one just looked like it was very runny and had a lot of stuff in it. We didn't end up getting that one either because once we saw like live pictures from other people on Instagram, it just did not look appetizing to us. I don't know what people rated it, but a good account to follow is Food at Disneyland and also Disney Hungry. They're both really good for covering those things, so you can see what they rated it.
Yeah.
Okay, so moving on, one that you kind of looked into doing and then didn't because my friend and I both got this and tried it was the Osso Doughs from Cluckadoodle Mill. We were very disappointed.
Well, I'm glad I didn't get it then.
Yeah, so it's one that had a sirloin and then a piece of chicken. I think it was sirloin. It's some kind of steak, right?
Yeah.
And a piece of chicken, and it had Spanish rice, and it had the green sauce, whatever you said it was. Yeah. So my friend said the green sauce was a little bit too spicy for her. The chicken was decent. The Spanish rice, I mean, it was Spanish rice, but it was kind of mushy. They're making it in mass, so it's like, but the big thing is that the meat, the beef, the sirloin or whatever it was didn't really have taste to it. It was very bland. It was very chewy, like it was not it for us.
That's disappointing.
And as people that like meat, we were both a little shocked by that one. She did get the Western barbecue burger bao, which I know a lot of people were excited about. And that one was okay. Like it wasn't anything to write home about in her opinion, but it was good. It just wasn't as good as it sounded.
Yeah.
Like you sound like, oh, this is gonna be amazing. And it was just, yeah, it's okay.
Okay.
Let's see. Trying to think what else we got. Oh, this was the big winner though for her and for a lot of people. And I even tried some, even though I don't like cheesecake. The pineapple and coconut cheesecake from Boardwalk Pizza and Pasta.
Okay.
And it was a huge hit for a lot of people.
Oh, that sounds really good.
Yeah. So I didn't eat the actual cheesecake part, but I ate the pineapple topping and that was delicious.
Wow. Because I'm a huge cheesecake person. So I just kind of, even though the topping sounded good, I kind of just was like, well, I'm not cheesecake person.
But. Yeah, I'm not either. But she let me eat some of the topping off of it. But she ate the whole thing. Like that's the only thing that we got that she ate the entire thing herself, other than the topping parts that I stole. So yeah. It was good.
Good to know.
Yeah. So we also tried, she tried because I don't like churros. She tried the creme brulee churro.
Yes. I want to know about this one. Okay.
Yeah. So, because she loves creme brulee. So she was excited for this. She really liked it. It comes with a strawberry sauce on the bottom. So strawberries seem to be a big theme this year on some of the things. And she said the strawberry sauce wasn't really her liking, but the churro itself was good.
Okay.
So she preferred it without the strawberry sauce.
Okay.
But yeah, those were the things we tried.
Hmm.
We also, I feel like I missed something though, but maybe not. We wanted to do the strawberry shortcake from Clarabelle's, but again, we just ran out of time.
Mm.
We also wanted to try the strawberry horchata, but we ran out of time. um, we were going to try the salsa verde. I'm going to butcher this. Salsa verde carano taco. Is that right? Is that how you say it?
Correct.
Sure.
I'm not
Say
sure.
sure,
I have to
Becca.
look at
Sure.
it.
Yeah. So those were the other things we had hoped to try, but we didn't get to.
Mhm.
But overall, how would you rate this compared to previous food and wines?
Because I've done the last several,
Mm-hmm.
and I just remember when I was looking at the list, normally I have a huge list and I have to trim it down, and I was more like trying to find things I really wanted to try, and I didn't honestly have anything that I was like, I have to have this.
Mm-hmm.
It was more, okay, what can I try to at least try something? So that's kind of how I
Right.
felt about it this year. Wasn't my
Yeah.
favorite.
I was kind of disappointed in it. And I even sent you like, because that menu came out and then later they released the menu for all of the Captain America stuff in
Yeah.
Avengers Campus. And I'm like, that got more cool, amazing food items than Food and Wine did.
Exactly.
It really just did not excite me this year.
Yeah.
And honestly, I've heard that from a lot of people this year, that the menu just was not exciting to them. Every year they do new mac and cheeses and that's fine, that's great. But like even some of my son's favorites, like they used to have a impossible guac slider thing, and my oldest loved that.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, they don't have that, and that's been a couple years. Now they did have the returning favorite of the macaron,
Yes.
the Snicker one.
Yep.
So that was good. But
Mm-hmm.
yeah, it just wasn't really there for most of us, I don't
Yeah.
think.
And I think some of the things that were there that were returning, like the blueberry pancake cold brew, whatever, I'd already had that, so I didn't try it. I didn't think it was bad when I'd had it previously, but it wasn't something I'm like, oh yay, it's back. I'm ready to try it.
Yeah.
So, and I do like any of the horchatas. I didn't have any this year, but when I've gotten them before, I usually like them. So I'm guessing that was probably good. But as far as food, I just, yeah, I was
Yeah.
I wanted more.
Yeah. And I did do it since you mentioned the horchatas. They have a raspberry one and a strawberry one. So that's kind of nice that there's the two different ones depending on which berry you prefer.
Yeah.
But yeah, it just wasn't quite there for us.
No.
So I would say this is probably one of the least exciting that I've seen in probably about since the reopening. I
Yeah.
would say it's probably the one that just like people are like,
Mm-hmm.
I will say it was very crowded at DCA all weekend until the wind picked up on Sunday. So they got like 16-mile-per-hour winds and it was in the low
My
50s.
God.
It was really windy.
Wow.
And like we went out to go back to go try some of the stuff and we got out and the wind was blowing so hard. We were just like, no.
Not
No.
it.
And it was cold. Like we're from Idaho. We're used to the cold, but
Right.
this was like from the wind. So you couldn't like our hoodies didn't keep us warm.
Yeah.
We did finally go back around 7:30 p.m. It finally died down to about 9 miles per hour.
Oh, geez.
And we were like texting with other people we knew were in the park and they're like, no, it just got too cold. We left. We're not coming back. But everyone was leaving. So you should get stuff done.
Yeah.
But we chose to do a sit down restaurant and stuff. And then by the time we got done with that, obviously DCA was closing, like close to closing down. So,
yeah. Wow.
But definitely, I mean, this is the year I think that
Yes.
the 4 count sip and savor may be good for a lot of people.
Mm-hmm.
If you are really interested in, sometimes the 8 one is still there, but I am glad that they offer that 4 count one because that might be what most people want this year.
I agree. And, the magic key discount doesn't apply for that one, but it wouldn't save a whole lot anyway on that because it's only 4 instead of 8. So I don't know. I think I think that's a good way to go, is the 4 for this particular one. Unless you're going back multiple times and there's stuff that you really liked that you want to get again. I don't know.
The way you said that. You're like, if there's something you like, if you do, that's kind of weird. You're weird. No. So I want to leave them with one last tip. And we know this tip really well in the Disney community. So I'm going to lead into it and let you talk about, and that's about ordering your food. And we found the shortest line at a booth on the first day that we did this, for us, was Saturday, and got in line before it even opened, and we didn't even want anything at that booth. So tell people why we did that.
Because you can order all of your items at one booth, but pick it up at the other booths. And it's really, really nice. I will say there's one thing I'm waiting for them to follow through on this, because in the small print, it does say if you order ahead, you have to use all of those things that same day. But
they checked the date on us this year. So we did use all of ours on the same day that we pre-ordered, because I was like, they're going to, and they did on one of the booths. They checked the date that we had ordered it. So it used to be you could kind of sneak it around, like order it and use it all week. Or like if you were leaving, you could give it to someone else and be like, here, get the last thing tomorrow or something.
Yeah.
But no, we did have a booth actually check our date this year. So
good to know.
Yeah, it's like, it's not super consistent, but yes, we did. That's all we have time for this week. But I did want to remind you guys that you can get the best deals on your Disneyland vacation, even for food and wine, by booking through our partners at Getaway Today. And you can do that at getawaytoday.com/Castle Talk. And that's where you'll find our exclusive discounts. They also have free hotel nights and so much more available. And again, that's getawaytoday.com/Castle Talk, or call 855-GETAWAY and tell them you want Castle Talk Radio's exclusive pricing. And we'll see you real soon.